Hello everyone, we're here today at Lesingey Round, which is an ancient settlement, a hill fort that was Iron Age. So there's not much of it left, it's very overgrown, but you can still see some of the features like the defensive ditch that went all the way around it. It's not known where the actual entrance was, there's no evidence of where it could have been, so we'll just walk around and see what we can see. So let's go and do it. Let's check this place out. Well, here's an entrance. Slightly more modern, however, than the one back 2,000 years ago. But we are now in what I would say was a defensive ditch. Very difficult to see it nowadays. You can, however, see the rise up onto the hilltop. That's where the actual settlement would have been. So I think what we'll do is we'll start by walking around the entire perimeter and we'll check out the top part of it in a little while. So let's have a look. Very overgrown. These trees, of course, definitely would not have been here 2,000 years ago. This would have been probably a little deeper. I think it's filled in ever so slightly. But this would have been cleared so that, so that the little homestead up there was defensible. Safety first. What's left of this ditch, this defensive ditch, this encloses about 1.5 acres of land up there where I guess people would have had their farms, their homes, little blacksmiths, who knows. Very little evidence of what was up there. I don't think there's any remains of any structures under the ground. I don't know how well this area has been surveyed, but to my knowledge I don't think there's anything up there man-made that we will see. But it's darn interesting nonetheless. Say this is now home to wildlife and maybe the odd troll, who knows. Very overgrown, but we can do it. We can make it. Nice and sheltered, that's for sure. In this bit, we'll have to see what it's like up the top in a minute, but certainly the trees and foliage does deflect some of that wind away. Not too bad today. A little bit humid, a little bit sticky. It is July. Just. It's probably about 80% humidity, something like that. I don't know the temperature off the top of my head. Ooh. My trusty jeans deflecting the foliage. Nice old tree. It's still not old enough to have seen this settlement in its prime. This is a scheduled site. It was protected, I think, back in the 50s, 1950s, I believe. And in doing so, it does preserve this area for future generations. We've come up a bit higher now. I would say that it's a bit more filled in because we're much, much closer to the summit of this hill. And that's it. I think we've made it. We've made it around the perimeter. We're back to the start. So let's head on up into what would have been the settlement. Now, there would have been a raised trackway that would have taken you over the defensive ditch. But again, like I've said in the intro, there is no archaeological evidence or clues as to where that entrance would have been. North, south, east, west, south, southwest, who knows? Nice breeze. It is nice up here. Again, none of these trees would have been here. This would have been open. There would have been buildings here, workshops perhaps, farmyards, animals, farm animals, the odd troll, the odd Cornish pixie, of course. You do see them every so often. And people would have been up here living their daily lives. Very difficult to recognise. Very difficult. I think to someone with no knowledge of hill forts, nothing like that, you wouldn't recognise this as one. I know it's one, just because it says so on a map. And I've been up here a couple of times. Nice picnic spot. It's quite calm and tranquil normally. A little bit breezy today. Nothing outrageous. We're still in t-shirt weather. So the Iron Age people that would have lived up here would have been Celtic. We are Celts, of course, in Cornwall. We're not Saxon. The Romans would have been in Britain. They weren't known for coming all the way down here. I think we just traded peacefully with the Romans. I don't think we gave them a huge amount of botheration down here. As long as they were buying our tin, I don't think we cared really. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, put in the comments if I am, but I believe that the tribe down here were the Cornevi, which were a sub-tribe belonging to the Dumnonii, who stretched well above Exeter. In fact, Exeter was the capital for the Dumnonii, and the Romans called it Isca Dumnoniorum. And there was a garrison, there was a Roman garrison in Exeter, but that was pretty much as far down as they came, as far as we know. Like I said, they didn't really bother us too much down here. It is lovely up here. Like I said, peaceful, not many people around. You could certainly set up a nice picnic here. Nice. Get a pasty, or I don't know, something delicious. BLT. I do like my BLTs, but I prefer a pasty. It really is strange to think that I could just be standing in what was once somebody's bedroom. Well, I say bedroom, just been a round hut, I expect. Fire in the middle, but someone's dwelling nonetheless, someone's house. Someone would have taken pride and joy in but yeah, we would standing in someone's house, little round house, fire burning in the middle, keeping them warm. The animal noises outside, kids running around perhaps, or snuggled up in their fur beds, sleeping away. All that happened 2,000 years ago. It's not known when this settlement was abandoned. Oh, its history is very sketchy. I guess it's only known and recognised because of defensive ditch, the shape of the hill and whatnot, and of course experts' knowledge. Yeah, it was mentioned I think in the 1500s, so perhaps it continued into the sort of Middle Ages, but again, unknown. It's a shame. So we just let our imaginations fill in the gaps, maybe. Home now to the birds. That would have been a very skilled bird to have made that. How did they do it? They must have had tools. They must have cut down the tree, you know, to make the wood. I mean, that's remarkable workmanship for our feathered friends. I think that is going to do it here at the Lesingey Round. It is a lovely place. It's, yeah, I recommend coming up here. Like I said, your imagination, certainly my imagination, goes on overdrive in places like this. These historical sites that have had their day, but they're not forgotten, which is the important thing. Like I said, people would have lived and loved up here, and yeah, we shouldn't forget them. As always, if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's absolutely free. You can keep in touch with my travels around Cornwall and sometimes beyond. And we'll put up some more videos like this soon. Bye bye. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. If you build it, they will come.